What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. I want to thank you guys again for joining us for another live recap. So I'm sorry that I didn't go live during pre-market hours. I'm really busy, and right after this video, after I'm finished going live, I'm actually heading over to LAX. I'm catching a flight to Spain. Not too sure if you guys noticed anything new, but look how clean my white hat is. I came over to visit my parents here in California because I live in Arizona. I drove over here. My mom's like, man, that's a nasty looking hat. So she like did some, I don't know, bleach thing or something, and it looks super clean. All right, but let me go ahead and make this very quick for you guys. I'm going to be talking about the stocks that I ended up trading today. One of them was a gold-based ETF. It was JNUG. If you guys, JDST, I apologize. If you guys didn't see my live video yesterday, I got into JDST. I ended up buying more as it was coming back up in the morning, and I'll talk a little bit more about that on how I averaged up, even though I averaged down, but I'll talk to you guys kind of how I did that. I ended up losing a little bit on my position on SPI. I'll talk to you guys about that trade. I ended up trading RIG. I can still trade after market hours, so I'm still trading that one right now since the market just closed about 1 minute ago. And I traded FTR, very quick in and out. Volume wasn't really there. I took my profits and then just walked away. So overall, it's by far because of the positions we took on JDST. And I always tell you guys, again, if you guys are watching for the first time, I always emphasize on the importance, never trade anything you do not understand, and never trade based on anyone else's opinion. Something that we do so well within TechBot Solutions is it's a platform. I have over 23,000 members now worldwide. And the thing that we do best is we provide a supportive community for both new and experienced traders. And the thing that we did so well yesterday is we were talking about the stocks that were doing good, the stocks that were doing bad, different news within our economy that can, in a sense, lead to, just like gaps and stuff like that. And I'll talk a little bit about that on why I found potential in the stocks that I ended up trading today. But overall, if you guys can see by the title, I'm currently up $355. I have not sold my position on RIG. So I am not locked in 100%. I'm up a little bit over $55 on that position. I'm trading with my Fidelity account because now I'm waiting for my cash to settle within my Robinhood account, just so I don't have to mess with that account anymore. If you guys want to stay tuned for that specific video, I'm going to be uploading a video on how we're going to deal with this $1,000 challenge because of the video I uploaded maybe 2 days ago of me stepping away from Robinhood and this whole challenge. So stay tuned. It's going to be uploaded hopefully by 5:30 Mountain Standard Time. My flight leaves before then. And it's going to be a ridiculous day, but I'm going to dedicate. Hopefully I have Wi-Fi in the plane. If anything, I can pay for it, but I really don't want to. But I'm going to dedicate this time to answer all your guys' questions to get everything set up when it comes to this upcoming week, since I'm going to be trading overseas in Spain and Barcelona and in different cities within Spain for about 2 weeks. So I want to bring you guys along, and I want to do anything that you guys, it is within means, right, that you guys want me to do. If you guys want me to like trade in different places, some of you guys were requesting for me to vlog. Again, I'm super awkward. I'm like tall and long, and it's just not necessarily my comfort area, but if you guys want me to do it, I'll try my best. But let me start sharing my screen and start just mumbling on. So I'm going to make this quick for you guys and explain my whole thought process. Again, if it doesn't make sense to you guys, again, never trade based on anyone else's opinion. But I was looking at JDST based on yesterday's so let me go and move this a little bit down. This is TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. I've made a video on how you guys can gain access to this, as well as tutorial videos on how I set up my whole layout. So let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. So as you guys can see, huge movement today from lows of 56 to highs of 71. Again, not a penny stock. This is a gold-based ETF. And if you guys can see from top to bottom, if you guys bought at the very bottom, it's almost 16% profit. Obviously, I didn't do that. I stuck to my plan, and although a lot of people might not have done the same and could have locked in a lot more profit since I sold at 62.30, I stuck to my plan. It made sense to me to sell at that certain position based on previous resistance levels, and that's solely what I went off of. Again, you never know 100% what's going to happen. So I locked in my profits, I walked away, and that was it. So let me tell you guys about why I bought in yesterday at 62. So I bought in yesterday at 62.05. And when I got filled on my position, ended up dropping a little bit below. I was not buying or averaging down the entire day. So it continued to drop and decrease in value. Again, that's something that I don't do. I don't average down, especially when there's a downward trend. It picked up a little bit, didn't break above 62. Again, I purchased at 62.05. So why would I buy more? People say to average down. Again, I don't want to add more to a position that I'm already during aftermarket hours and pre-market hours, hit lows of 56 cents. I mean, $56. And that was pretty bad. But what I waited for was for the bounce, for it to start rising. And once it broke above $57, that's when I started to buy more shares. And it was something as simple as that. I continued to add to my position. I originally got in with $3,000 at $62.05. And then I added more shares as it broke, $57. And I continued to add a little bit more than $3,000 on that position. As it continued to rise, it first hit the resistance here at about 62.72. I did not, I'm sorry, right here, 62.20. I did not sell on the first spike. It ended up seeing a little bit of a pullback, bounced at about and held above $60. And because, let me tell you guys, about the two most important things that I want you guys to understand based on my trade on JDST. The reason I didn't buy when it was going down is because I didn't want to add more size to a losing trade. I wanted to add when it's showing, what do you guys want to invest in? Do you guys want to invest in something that's showing, an upward trend, or do you guys want to invest in something that's showing a downward trend? So that's what made sense to me. That's what I tried to do, only invest in stuff that starts to rise and increase in value. And that was it. That's why I decided to buy more shares and add to my position at $57. And I continued to hold and hold and hold. And what made sense to me, I looked back at previous resistance and I knew that there was a resistance yesterday at 62.50. I didn't know if it was going to hit that same 62.50. So when it broke above, 62.30, I put my stop loss there and then I got filled. It was as simple as that. It broke right above 62.50 later on, saw a huge pullback. I was like, look, I did the right thing. I locked in my profits. Later to know that it ended up hitting highs of $71.72. Again, guys, you never know 100% what's going to happen. It's all about having a plan and sticking to it. Something that I did very well is averaging up, adding size when I'm seeing upward momentum rather than averaging down as it's going down. And then what I did well was I stuck to my plan. Although I could have locked in more profits, you never know 100% what's going to happen. And that's why it's so important to stick to your plan and to make sense of your trade. If it makes sense to you, you understand where you're buying, where you're selling, and where you're going to cut your losses, and managing that risk makes sense to you, guys, stick to it. And it only needs to make sense to you. If someone else tells you to do something else and it doesn't make sense to you, then you shouldn't do it. It's as simple as that. You're the investor. You're the one that is investing this hard-earned money that you've been able to gather. Make sense of that, right? I use different indicators as an RSI and EMA to identify upward momentum and if it was oversold or overbought. But something that I could have done better is I could have bought in at the bounce. Just that because of my trip and because of how busy that I was, I just didn't dedicate enough time on that specific trade. Made a little bit over $283 on that specific trade. Now let's go ahead and move on over to my trade with FTR, which I did decent. Not really much movement since the volume wasn't really there. I lost a little bit based on the suggestion that I received on SPI. It was based on the suggestion by Jeremy. Again, I made the decision. I calculated my risk. It made sense to me. I stop lossed out. And that's so I'm going to make that quick for you guys, see what it is that I'm talking about. Rig, or let me just go to FTR. FTR was one that I've traded multiple times, and yesterday I made the mistake of not jumping in where I wanted to at 125 if you guys saw our live stream. So what I did today was when it hit lows of 130, I wanted it to hold above 130 since I knew 130 was an old resistance, as now it's a new support. It bounced at 130. I got in at 131. Again, I don't care about getting in at the lowest price. I want to, in a sense, identify the support, make sure it bounces at the support, and get in when it's showing signs of upward momentum. I got in at 131. And then I ended up having to sell at 133. It was just not breaking whatsoever. It just stayed flat, ended up selling at 133 and locked in profits. It continued to show, it held pretty well above $31 for quite a while. And then again, when it holds and plateaus at a support for a very long time, that's why it's so important to have a stop loss, because right when it went at 130, it ended up breaking right below that support of 131. So I locked in profits instead of having to cut losses. Although my profit margin wasn't huge, again, I locked in profits, and that's all I really care about. Now let's talk about SPI. Wow. So good thing I did cut losses short. So yesterday, the reason, but is Jeremy, he ended up writing this one from like 110 all the way up to 137. So he did a huge position. It was like 20% plus. I shouted him out with the Technical Solutions group chat. It saw a downward trend, and this is where I got in. Again, I wait for the bounce, and I waited for the bounce at 96 cents. I got in at 98 cents. Again, I didn't care about the lowest price, but I wanted to get in when it was going up. Ended up hitting highs of 101. And then I stop lossed out. It went below 96 cents, and it was as simple as that. I mean, it just didn't work out like I planned. I planned on selling back at 110. I guess I could have sold at 101. Since this is a dollar stock, again, this is not really in my comfort area. I don't usually like trading stocks below $1, and this is just to prove, my example of why I don't. But after a bounce at 96 cents, that's what I identified the support to be, right? So this was the support. The resistance based on the previous support was at 103. So I could have done a better job of identifying that, old support, which is a new resistance, which is pretty much where it's going to peak out at. And I could have just sold there. So instead of having to stop lost out, I could have locked in profits from 93 cents. That's 5%. Could have locked in profits and walked away with $150. I didn't. I got in at 98 cents. And I cut stop loss out at when it went below 96 cents. It dropped pretty quickly below 96 cents. And I got filled and stop lossed out, I stop lossed out, but got filled at 95 cents. Yes, I lost $30 on that position. I didn't go in too heavy. So that was really just it. So I put my stop loss at 96 cents. But my stop loss triggered because of the low amount of volume. Since it went down so quickly, I got filled at 95 cents. So that was it. Hit lows of 80, it bounced. So again, I could have done a better job in waiting for the bounce if I was watching the stock. RSI indicator was showing that this was a good bounce. Everything was showing to be a good, indicator that this was a solid buy at 80 cents. So, support at 80, old resistance, new resistance where the old support is, which is around 94 cents. And that's exactly where it peaked out at. So it's just, again, identifying trends, identifying the low points. But again, it's just the time management. I wasn't going to be in this 100%. And that's why I didn't trade it as well as I could have. It's just I had a lot of things going on. I'm waiting for everything that I have planned because of my trip. This is why I traded rig. So I call these gappers. When they see huge drops, this is why I chase red stocks. That's something that I say very often. I identify the support, which was 850. It went below 850. It went to lows of 846. I bought in at 850. It made sense to me. That was a support, and I have my stop loss set at $8.46. As it started to rise, I continued to cancel my stop loss and move it as it continued to rise. Like when it went above 860, I put my stop loss at 860 to lock in that 10% profit. When it went above, I thought it was going to hit 880, and because of this old support becoming a new resistance, that's where I had my limit order set. I did not get filled. It did not hit that resistance. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? How it bounced previously at 880 and old supports become new resistance levels. And if you guys see that, again, support, it's now a new resistance. Support, so low, high. So this is where you want to buy. This is where I want to buy. This is where I want to sell. And if it goes below it, then I want to cut my losses below 850. That made sense to me. I was managing my risk. I'm up right now, and it's still showing the signs of upward momentum. I can go long in this one since this is not a penny stock. And if you can go back to this $9, old support, which is going to be a new resistance. Again, I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to follow with the trailing stop loss. But guys, it's something that simple. It's something that simple of, I don't use like amazing scanners. I don't do anything crazy. All I do is I perform technical analysis. I identify potential, the low points, the high points within support and resistance. Again, I'm more of a technical trader. Connor, which I have his account, his YouTube featured within my, actually, I'll just start sharing my screen so you guys can see. If you guys go on my YouTube channel, he's an amazing guy within TechBot Solutions. I started promoting his YouTube channel. So his name is Connor, if you guys want to go ahead and subscribe to him. And he has a lot of videos talking about breakouts and stuff like that. That's something that he does very well. And he's someone that I'm very proud to have as a part of our team. So feel free to watch him if you think you're more of a momentum trader and stuff like that. And I'm going to continue bringing people on board when it comes to you being a TechBot Solutions partner that I believe can properly, in a sense, express the message that I want when it comes to TechBot Solutions. As you guys can see, I do nothing special. I could have done things so much better with my position on JDST. Again, I never knew what could have happened. I'm a very conservative trader. I identified the low points, the high points. I stick to my plan. I cut losses short, and that's it. I called out all my trades with JDST, SPI, RIG, and FTR. FTR was actually recommended to me by one of the traders, so I thank you for that. SPI was recommended by Jeremy, which I didn't make money on. But again, that was my decision as the investor. I in no way blame him. I made sense of the trade. I calculated my risk and I cut losses. Guys, this is investing. Like, you're not always going to be locking in profits, and you have to understand that. But I don't want to say I'm going to be late to my flight. Long ways to go to go all the way to LAX. So if you guys want to reach out to me, again, if you guys can direct message me within the TechBud Solutions group chat, I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, I'm going to be following up with people that submitted their, in a sense, business idea for the and like giveaway and stuff like that. So I'm doing a little giveaway and helping fund your startup. If you guys haven't seen that video, that's something that I'm doing. I'm going to be, in a sense, jumping on some FaceTime calls, not FaceTime, but Facebook FaceTime calls within the people that have messaged me. So I do appreciate your guys' patience and everything like that. So just give me a couple minutes or a couple days to answer all those messages, since I've received a couple hundred. And me and the team are really trying our best to make sure that we tackle and properly respond to all the messages that you guys are sending us, because we want to make sure that we answer with quality. So I thank you guys again for everything that it is that you guys do for me. Again, the group chat's an amazing way that you guys can reach out to me, but not just to me, to the thousands of members that are part of that community. And I'm sure, you know, they can answer your guys' questions as well as I can. But if you guys want to reach out to me, message within the group chat platform. If you guys can like and subscribe, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it, as it lets me know that you guys enjoy these recap videos. Again, just sharing my whole thought process, why I decided to jump on in. And I do apologize again for not going live on my video. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to go live for tomorrow's live video, just because I'm going to be for the next 15 hours on a plane, on and off, right? But I'm going to be in Spain hopefully within 24 hours. So, you know, I'd appreciate your guys' blessings. And if there's anything else that I can do for you guys, please let me know. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for all the people that locked in so much profit within JDST and all the different stocks for you guys personally identifying potential. You guys are amazing. Continue doing what it is that you guys are doing. You guys killed it today with MTBC as well. That's not a stock that I brought up at all. That's something that you guys were talking about within the group chat. So I felt like the group chat held very well, even though I wasn't that active within the group chat. So you guys are great. Thank you guys again. Hope you guys have an amazing day. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, guys.